Alright, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy, Gold Titanium 68. We're back here with the North Texas Weather Channel, bringing you guys our Wednesday update for this week. So as of right now in Plano, it's 78 degrees outside. It's going to be a high of 84 with the low of 51 tonight. Taking a look at the 10-day weather forecast. It's going to be in the mid 80s even through tomorrow. It'll be around 79 on Friday, and then that wind will cool down Saturday, and then it'll rapidly start to warm up during the week next week. So this weekend will still be in the high 60s. Still warm, but it's not in the 80s. Because on Tuesday, it's going to be windy. Same with Wednesday. Both will be windy. We'll rapidly cool the area down to 64 by next Thursday, the 20th. And then by the 21st, it will be 72. Over up in our Aubrey station, it is currently 79 outside. It's going to be a high of 83 today, low of 49. And then pretty much the same thing. It's going to be a little bit more cloudy up there today in Aubrey. But it'll be also mostly sunny on Thursday. It'll be pretty windy Friday. And as I said before, it's going to be in the high 60s through the weekend. Monday, going into Tuesday, it's going to be in the high 70s, low 80s. Then that wind will come in and pretty much make everything a lot more cooler. Bring it down to 64 Thursday and 72 on Friday. Now, the reason why I didn't do anything yesterday was because we were waiting for the Day 3 Severe Thunderstorm Outlook, which normally shows us the categorical and probabilistic opportunities. So, we have a very, very large enhanced risk pretty much sitting along the Mississippi River Valley, which includes most of eastern Missouri, eastern Arkansas, southeast Iowa, most of central and southern Illinois, southwest Indiana, western Kentucky, western Tennessee, northwestern Alabama, and northern and north central Mississippi. Now, as we've said before, there's supposedly going to be a regional outbreak of severe storms across much of the Mississippi Valley, eastward to the lower Ohio and Tennessee valleys late Friday afternoon into early Saturday morning. Everything is possible. We will have a video coming out tomorrow to see exactly what the wind, hail, and tornado probabilities are. But again, as we get into this, if you guys haven't seen that, if you guys haven't really read into this, we have a 100-knot southwesterly jet streak at around the 500 millibar level, overspreading portions of the Ozarks in the mid-Mississippi Valley. And then later that night, there will be a 60 to 70-knot low-level jet spreading much of the mid-South and mid-Mississippi, lower Ohio valleys during the afternoon to the overnight hours. Now, most of the deeper Gulf moisture is going to stay right around southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, and western Kentucky. And more modest, where did that go? With more modest 50-degree dew points, expanding northward into southeast Minnesota, southern Wisconsin, and eastward towards the lower Ohio Valley. Despite more modest moisture across the northern half, cold temps aloft will support steep mid-level lapse rates and at least weak instability. Now, QOC is expected to develop along the surface dry line in the Ozarks vicinity by late afternoon or early evening Friday. With forcing and deep layer wind fields will maintain an organized QLCS until the nighttime hours. There is going to be a lot of daytime heating and mixing the boundary layer ahead of the QLCS will further promote spots of severe damaging gusts, some of which may be greater than 65 knots. While moisture will be somewhat of a limiting factor, QLCS tornadoes also will be possible. The question of will there be supercells? Most likely right down here in the lower Mississippi Valley, as you can see here. Convection may develop later across Arkansas and the Tennessee Valley deep south. However, deep Gulf moisture is being placed across this region with mid to upper 60s and for moisture. Support stronger instability mid supercell wind profiles. With a large scale scent, again, will be more subtle, but sharpening of the dry line across Arkansas and confluence should support convective development during the evening. Now, initial supercells may grow upscale into a line moving across from Arkansas, Tennessee to northern Mississippi, Alabama. And a risk of strong tornadoes and swaths of damaging / potentially significant wind gusts is expected across the mid-south with this activity. Again, a more conditional risk for overnight supercells exists across parts of northern and central Mississippi and Alabama, and it could support intense supercells capable of producing large hail and strong tornadoes this far south. But forcing mechanisms will be weak, and again, trends will be monitored as the day goes on. Now, taking a look at our Saturday, again, we're still at day 4, But from here, it looks like a lot of the Dixie Alley area, so most of Alabama, western Georgia, southeast and south central, like, and portions of, well, eastern going into like the lower Mississippi Valley, and then parts of eastern Florida and the Panhandle. Well, sorry, not eastern Louisiana and the Panhandle of Florida are supposed to have a 30% risk of severe weather. And this is pretty much going to be continuing on into what's gone on overnight. Pretty much, I do not think this is, I think what's going to happen is this might be another round of storms going in through, if I'm correct. Yada, yada, yada. Remains tied to the evolution to day 3 in the morning hours of Saturday. So what's probably going to happen is this is going to continue on over into the morning hours, going in all the way through. And with that, looking at day 5, there's actually a 15% conditional risk for a lot of the eastern coast states, going all the way down from like the eastern panhandle of Florida, all the way through like most of eastern Georgia, almost all of the Carolinas, Virginia, eastern portions of West Virginia, Maryland, southeast Pennsylvania, and western, and pretty much most of New Jersey as well. So it looks like what storm system is going to be coming in this week is going to bring in a lot of severe weather in general to the United States. I believe with it being a little bit colder up there may limit some convective development. I don't know. It kind of depends, because especially in the northern states, they're supposed to be dew points in the mid to high 50s versus the south, which is supposed to be in the mid to high 60s. And once it hits about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, that's going to be a pretty dangerous thing for a lot of that stuff. Now, let's take a look here. Before we end, I'm going to show you guys the chart for some of the SPC weather outlooks. Where is the picture of it? This is not really showing it. I don't know where the heck I had it. I had it somewhere. That's weird. It's not even on here. Okay, well, found it straight from the SPC. So day 1s are usually at around 600 Zulu, which 6 a.m. Zulu time, which, if I remember, we're in Central Daylight Time now. So 6 a.m. Zulu time is about 1 o'clock that time. So Zulu time is always about 5 hours ahead of Central Daylight Time. So you got day 1 issues at 1 p.m. Yeah, this is 1 p.m., 6 p.m. I believe that is 7:30. 8, this is going to be, well, 200. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, so 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. year round. And during daylight time, this is going to be about, I believe that is 12:30. So, yeah, that's going to be around 12:30, and then 10:30 at night. And then I believe they'll probably do day 3s once a day in the mornings as well. So with that being the most significant, well, with there not really being much severe weather coming in Thursday, it's like, okay, well, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Definitely going to have the video coming out in the afternoon, later in the afternoon tomorrow, so that, number 1, we can get that 12:30 day 2 map, maybe seeing if there's any sort of new changes. Other than that, that should be it for today. I know there's an extreme fire risk for a lot of southwest central Oklahoma. Sorry, not Oklahoma. This is southwest central Texas. A lot of west and central Texas in a critical area, and then outside of that is just an elevated risk. The western side of DFW is a part of does have an elevated risk for today, and there's pretty much some form of fire risk through the rest of the week. Most of that virus is going to move farther west. So this week it is going to pretty much handle most of western Texas, very far west Texas, eastern New Mexico, the Oklahoma Panhandle, and then western Kansas and west central Nebraska, and some very small sliver of Colorado. Friday, we have what we can kind of see that there might be a little bit of some stuff, but we probably won't be able to check that out until tomorrow. So I'll see you all later. I hope you have a great rest of your day.